Shedeur Sanders' replacement is going to make Colorado's offense better this season. One of my bold predictions for this year is if Colorado gets 2023 Kaidon Salters, they're winning the Big 12 and they're making the college football playoffs. Kaidon Salters was a huge pickup for Deion Sanders during this past portal cycle. He's a transfer from Liberty. Last year, he had a down season. But in 2023, he was one of the best quarterbacks in college football. He accounted for 44 total touchdowns, 32 through the air, 12 on the ground. He was third in pass efficiency. He had over 1,000 yards rushing. He had 11 games with 2 or more touchdowns, 4 games with 100 yards rushing or more, and he was Conference USA Most Valuable Player. He led Liberty to their first undefeated season in program history, appearance in the Fiesta Bowl, New Year's Six Day against Oregon. Kaidon Salters is an absolute stud, and he's going to elevate Colorado's offense to a level that we didn't see them reach when Shedeur was at the helm. And why I feel this way is firstly due to his rushing ability. Kaidon Salters is going to give the Buffs a reliable ground game for the first time under Coach Prime. With what he's able to do on design quarterback runs, whether you call read options, zone reads, quarterback power, defenses are going to have to account for that. They're going to have to game plan for what he does with the ball in his hands on the ground, and it's going to create opportunities for whoever else is behind Kaidon Salters in the backfield at running back, whether that be Augusta or you end up having Welch back there or Dallin Hayden. Expect to see a large increase in production out of Colorado's rushing attack this season if Kaidon Salters ends up beating out Julian Lewis for the starting job, which I believe he will. You're getting somebody that is a multi-year starter. He started 2 straight seasons at Liberty. You're getting somebody that understands what it takes to prepare as a starter, and you're getting somebody that has the ability to completely take over games. The Big 12 is the weakest Power 4 conference in college football. They don't have a lot of athletes on the defense side of the football that's going to be able to contain the kind of player that Kaidon Salters is. You're not going to have linebackers that are going to have the speed to get out to the edge to stop Kaidon Salters from breaking off a 40, 50-yard touchdown. You're not going to have defensive backs that are going to be skilled enough to find a way to slow down Kaidon Salters throwing the football. He's just as good throwing the ball as he is running that thing. There's nothing that Kaidon Salters can't do. And that's what makes Colorado's offense so scary with him at the helm this year. How are you going to game plan for him? You can put everybody you want on the line of scrimmage to stop the run, and they can just beat you over the top. Don't forget about Amarion Miller. He's next up. He easily is one of the 5 best wide receivers in college football this year. He got injured midway through last year. He's fully healthy this season. In Colorado, they've done a really good job recruiting wide receiver as well. I expect this offense to be more effective, more efficient, and more explosive with Kaidon Salters being the starter this year. Not to say that Shedeur Sanders was bad. Shedeur Sanders was great. He was the best quarterback in Colorado history. But with what Kaidon Salters brings with his athleticism, is going to create a different element with this Colorado offense that we haven't seen during the previous 2 years. And with Kaidon Salters getting a better offensive line, remember, Colorado already got Jordan Seaton and Cash Cleveland, who were freshman All-Americans. They just need to find 1 or 2 more good offensive linemen, and they should at least have an above-average offensive line. That's going to make it a lot easier for Kaidon Salters to make plays versus when Shedeur Sanders was at quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Kaidon Salters end up being a Heisman finalist at the end of this season. He is one of the best quarterbacks in college football that nobody talks about anymore due to how he kind of disappeared in 2024. But in 2023, he was a monster. He was statistically one of the best quarterbacks in the nation during that span. And if Colorado gets that version of him in 2025, I don't see how they don't end up winning it all, at least in terms of winning the Big 12 title and making it to the college football playoffs. And Deion Sanders, what, third season with the program?